Great, so give me a 30-second overview on your company. I'm sure many are familiar, but just in case someone's new and is not familiar with your company.
Well, it's been an eventful year for Sierra Wireless. We celebrated our 20th year since our founders.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And probably had the most significant corporate transaction ever in the history of the company just a few months ago, where we divested our air card business to Netgear. And that's strategically made us a pure play M2M company. And we enjoy leadership, market leadership in our modules business, which is our largest business, number one. And we're going to take this investment or divestiture and use that money to expand our growth in machine to machine.
And so it's such a fast growing space. I mean, we've got our M2M Evolution brand there, which, I mean, we've seen unbelievable excitement in just the companies, and the market research says that, I mean, we've got at least another 5 to 10 years of phenomenal growth, right?
You know, we're enjoying healthy growth today, but I really truly believe we're just scratching the surface. I think we have lots of good technologies that we built up together in the ecosystem, us and other companies. It's really, we need to get that and the message to the customers and how they can benefit from using these technologies and make their businesses that much more efficient or that much more creative for their customer sets as well.
So you've got their attention right now, they're watching this video. Give us some examples of how they can do that.
Well, you know, I always use Nespresso as a customer of ours. They do coffee, high-end coffee machines.
I'm very familiar with them.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, but this company uses our hardware, uses our cloud offering, which is our AirVantage offering. And what they do, you know, originally we thought they were going to do preventative maintenance on the machines to make sure that the machines are always up and running, they're generating revenue, but what we realized with them is their money was selling the capsules. And they wanted to make sure their capsules were going in the machine, first of all. There's no gray market capsules going in. And then they could start tracking consumer behavior by site. What coffee was selling at certain times, what products are moving, what are the behaviors. And then they can tailor their services and start being more profitable and more responsive to their vendors or their dealers and ultimately their consumers. So that's a little example that people understand, because we all understand coffee, on how the business can get better by using the M2M technology. And I think as an industry, we need to start talking more about the benefits and less about the bits and pieces that are required to make it happen.
I love it. So this is kind of a reverse situation where most companies have a lot of data, then they apply the analytics to sell more effectively or become more efficient. In this case, they use your technology to develop the data which allowed them to have big data, which allowed them to apply the analytics. So I mean, this is really from the ground up, how to improve the experience and how to improve profitability.
Right. And you know, with the new pure play situation that we're in, what we call is device to cloud. We've always been very good, you know, whether we're in energy or healthcare or automotive, these industries have been around for 50 years. So when you go to an energy company and they've had a grid out there for 50 years and we want them to go wireless, they want to keep all the equipment they've had out there for 50 years. So it's our job to take whatever protocols they generated, put them into our devices, and more importantly, get them up through our cloud layer so they're ready for the web apps, and we can get into the analytics engines and the big data engines and the ERP systems, and therefore put the whole solution together. And that's a big focus in our industry today, and it's a focus that we're very serious about right now, because Sierra has really established ourselves as a leader in this device to cloud offering. And what we need to do is work with everybody else in the ecosystem to get it to the point where the solution's there and we can actually communicate to the users why it's valuable to their business.
Are there any other examples that you could share quickly? I hate to put you on the spot, but that first one was so good.
Yeah, there's so many of them, high value machines, right? We have high value compressors, high value devices are all over the world. And the easy step is the ROI step, where you do preventative maintenance and your uptimes are much better. But once you do that and you have the information, you can start vending different services into your customers because they know that your uptimes are good and your equipment is good, and maybe they start expanding their usage model beyond the really valuable equipment, you know, maybe it's $80,000 piece of equipment, and start moving down that list of assets because they can utilize those assets better or service their customers much better beyond that. The other one I look at is the connected car, which is a brand new, you know, everybody's very excited about connected car. We have a specific group within Sierra that's focused on automotive because it's a very unique business. We're just getting that pipe into the car now. Now we all need to decide what's it doing there and why do people want to pay for that pipe and what else do they want to do with it. I go back to the early internet days where the advertising model was first generated and people were skeptical about it, but companies like Google came out of nowhere and are at billions of dollars of revenue now. We need some creative thinking now that the communication pipe is there and all of the pieces are there. And one of the challenges in M2M is it's fragmented. It'll be different for medical, it'll be different for energy. And we need to be working with the people in those businesses, and we're lucky enough to have the OEMs that are the luminaries in those industries. I'll use Cisco as an example in networking. They understand the business really well, and they'll understand these niches, and they'll understand the way to get that value pushed out to the customers.
So just follow-up question, last one. What's next for the market, the industry, your company?
Well, I think our biggest challenge is fragmentation right now. You see a lot of activity with the network operators who we work with very closely. I think it's about getting together on the solution side, working on the fragmentation, and getting at those customers that our message isn't getting to them as to why this can be valuable to them. And the market's growing very quickly, and I said at the start of this, I really do believe that we're just scratching the surface on this area. So we're very excited about the growth opportunity. But we're also a very pragmatic company that's been around 20 years, and we know that we've got to have the value in the chain, and somebody's got to see the value, because our network operator partners spend billions of dollars on these networks, and the equipment that we provide is very specialized and very reliable, and there's value in there, and we got to take that value and translate it to a usage model.
Thanks for your time.
You bet. Thanks, guys.